Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome once again to another Builder Office Hours. This is a session where we look at, what's happening in the ecosystem, what's, changing in the code, what do you want to debug, and any legal problems that you're facing. So if you tuned in via the x.com/based Southern Africa handle, you can actually post a comment within the live stream and we'll be able to respond to your questions or even send you an invite to the live stream where you can showcase whatever you're building. Okay. And I'm joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Lloyd. Lloyd, how are you doing today?
Hey Google, hey everyone. I'm doing great. Don't know how your
Yeah,
day is going, but so far my day is doing good. Yeah. I see you're
yeah,
having
wonderful.
some is that juice? Is that like a kombucha?
Coffee. Coffee.
You
It's
must have
coffee,
had
my
a
guy.
long day. Coffee at 13.
I always have coffee before the live stream just to stay awake. Just to stay a bit sharp, man. Yeah. So
Nice.
otherwise, let me quickly just play the disclaimer and then we can just get straight into the conversation.
Sure.
Okay.
Today's conversation is for information and educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial, technical, or legal advice. The views expressed are our own and do not represent Base, Coinbase, or any affiliated platforms.
Yeah, so what's going on, my guy? How's everything going? What's happening on your end?
No, everything is going great, man. Can't complain. Today I'm just playing around with a few ideas I had. Just trying to see how I can use my AI pin for an IDE project. So that's what I'm just playing around with today.
Nice.
Was also doing experimentation yesterday and today on giving chat agents wallets through the OS platform that I built. So that's also something I was just playing around with. And
Mm,
yeah, so far it's going well.
nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, on my side as well. Actually, I haven't built a new app in the last 2 weeks. I've been working on the one DevRel Live, but I haven't actually
Nice.
built anything new. And funny enough, last night I actually started building something crazy hours of the AMs last night, like at about 1 a.m. or so. I started building something that kept me up most of the night.
Well,
But yeah, it's good to have some inspiration. Inspiration is rare nowadays, man, because we've built so much, right?
yeah,
So it's kind of becomes, you kind of get lost in what they call it, writer's block or builder's block, I guess, where you probably
yeah, like
might not
Builder's
have
Block.
anything new or you might not be inspired to build anything new. So yeah, so I got
Yeah.
some inspiration yesterday. Funny enough, I was watching some live stream, you know, and I just got this inspiration to build something. And yeah, so at least I'm glad I've got some new idea because wow, they're very few and far between nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's actually very interesting. I've also been just playing around with whatever tools that I come across and just trying to be, in the curve and see what's happening.
Yeah.
I saw people have, I think, made updates to like the OpenClaw. I think OpenClaw has got a new update, so I'll try to take a look at that later. See,
Mm,
on how, like, what's there and how I can use it. And yeah, I'll share what I
yeah.
find. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And speaking of OpenClaw, you remember you you spoke about the hack,
The Claude
or the
code hack.
leaked
Yeah.
code. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the guy that's apparently is the busiest guy building using Claude Code. I think he uses
Yeah.
a couple of billion tokens a month or something. So he
Hmm.
got access to that and he rebuilt the whole thing using Python. Because if you rebuild code using Python from the ground up, then it's not copyright infringement apparently. And then
Yeah, it's
he
like
released that
converting
on
to
GitHub.
Rust. Yeah.
Yeah, so he converted the whole thing or rebuilt the whole thing using Python and released it on his thinking on his GitHub, and yeah, it also went viral, some 50,000 GitHub stars or something crazy. But
It's a
yeah, so a
hundred.
lot of people have access to that code.
It's now 100 and I think 150 or
Yeah,
140,000 plus
sure. Okay.
stars.
I don't know what it does, but it's quite interesting that people are going crazy for it,
So
right?
it's
Mhm.
a mixture of, it's basically OpenClaw mixed with Claude Code. So the
Okay.
some of like the functionality and features that OpenClaw was lacking, that the Claude
Mm,
Code had, that people didn't know about, were kind of like mixed and meshed together to make this kind of like super, I don't know, super
mm,
claw code. Yeah, it's that's why everybody's kind of running for it, because they're getting like the best of both worlds, when
wow.
building. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Okay,
quite
that's
interesting.
interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, that's kind of like some trivia. I think right now this is a bit of a weird time. I think because we are in the transition from first quarter to second quarter. So it kind of feels a bit quiet in the ecosystem. Because you do get that. It's kind of like, in
Yeah,
if you work in those workplaces where every month end you guys we do the month end, you close out the month end books and all that. Towards the end of the month, you find that everybody's busy trying to close out that month. So there's not new activities going on. It's just focusing and drilling down on what's been happening. So yeah, we're in this space, even on base, I think, where you see we've gone past the first quarter. The first quarter seems like it was a bit quiet. There hasn't been that many hackathons or any of these community activities. And I think it's because the base ecosystem is undergoing, this migration from the chain itself, from the Optimism stack to a standalone, chain,
okay.
and also migrating the base app from the Farcaster SDK to, a generic web app signing with Ethereum type of infrastructure. So I think that transition is the first quarter we've seen a lot of the people in base are pretty quiet because they're really building, and
Yeah,
they've been building towards this deadline on the 9th of April. So in a few days' time, if anybody has a base app that's built on the old Farcaster system, well, that was built more than a month ago, it's not going to work come the 9th of April. So you like literally have to migrate your app, okay? But then if you migrate it now, there are some challenges you're going to face. Your app might not appear on the base app, okay? Based on how your migration is done. So when you're migrating from the Farcaster SDK to the web app, there are some instances where, for example, the metadata is done differently. It's done on base.dev. So some builders are facing a situation where they've done a migration and now they can't find their app in the search, or the app icon doesn't appear in the search, within the base app. And that's because the
yeah,
base app is not migrated fully. They're still working on, the actual infrastructure and the piping and the whole engine of the system. So they're still working on that. And they can't actually do a hard transition until the 9th. So after the 9th, anyone who has a website that has signed in with Ethereum, that's registered, so it's got a wallet connection basically. So if you can connect MetaMask, you can connect Base app. I mean, sorry, the Base account. then you will be able to list it on base.dev, update your metadata, and it can appear in the base app. So yeah, I think that actually expands the reach of the base app, and it doesn't limit builders from just building base mini apps, but now allows anyone who can build a web app and add, sign in with Ethereum to get distribution and have access to, the base ecosystem so they can monetize easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. I mean, Lloyd, I don't know, what's your take on this? Because I've been feeling like this year we haven't had a lot of activities, real world, and I know people love real world events, they love hackathons, they love buildathons. So what's been your take and what's happening on your side of the world in that regard?
I think it's also kind of similar. I think it might just be like the tone of like the energy right now that's happening like everywhere around the world. But I still feel like you said we haven't had a lot of physical events per se. But I'm definitely thinking, like you mentioned, it's because when we're not having events, then people are building, systems are changing or upgrading in the background. So I'm thinking we probably should expect to have more events. Maybe during summer. Hoping we're going to have another on-chain summer this year, like we did
Mm,
the other years. So that's also something to look forward to. Because
yeah.
the thing with the thing with base is most of the times there's always something happening.
Mhm.
Like this when one thing ends. Like right now, if you look at it, it might seem slightly slow. Because we just had the robotics track end, and maybe a lot of people weren't really into like robotics. But we still have like the student track that's still ongoing. So yeah, I'm sure some people are still in school that are also like coders or watch the show. They can still like apply for that. But for those people who can't, I feel like the best thing you can do is like sharpen your skills, play around with like the latest AI tools, maybe fix some of your code, think of ways to maybe market some of the applications that you've already built. So I feel like there's always something to do. And by the time um, the student track is done, it will probably just be like a month or two until we have like on-chain summer. So yeah, hoping we can get a bit more physical events then. But for now, we can work with what we have, like
Yeah.
double down on fixing those loose ends so that when activity is back, you're not slacking or you're not left behind. So
Exactly.
yeah, when it's quiet, we
Yeah.
build. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's going to be like, as I was saying last Tuesday, there's probably going to be like an announcement of some other things like the what is it called? The base builder quest, probably when the transition on the 9th of April happens, when the migration happens. I think we'll
Yeah.
probably start to see some more activity around that because they need to make official announcements. They need to mobilize, the community. And I think some apps will, a lot of people probably wake up and see that they can't access their base apps, their mini apps on the base app, or they're not compatible. And we'll probably get a lot of, calls from last minute migration, last minute builders trying to migrate to the new standard. So yeah, I'm sure there will probably be some, I would like to think that there will probably be
Hmm.
some type of a program around that or some mobilization so we can start to see some activity. Yeah. But I do know the team
Yeah.
has been busy, man. They've been shipping, doing updates left, right, and center and trying to, make the deadlines.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it will be an interesting time. And I think it sets up, you know, an interesting year because now Base is literally going to be a standalone platform now, so they'll have
Mm-hmm.
full creative control because they don't rely on the Farcaster, they don't rely on the Optimism stack. So I think we can start to see a serious acceleration of, you know, um, initiatives to drive builder adoption, to drive more apps to come on base. Um, yeah, so I think it's going to be an interesting year. And who
Yeah.
knows, there might be some other interesting things. The one thing that we've all been waiting for,
Yeah.
the base
No,
token or
that's
something. Who
yeah.
knows?
Who knows?
Mm,
Yeah. No, it's
yeah,
always it's I feel like it's always a good idea to just be ready for opportunities, and at the same time, like I always say, it's easy if you know how these tools work, because if you have an idea in your spare time, you can build tools that are on base that may be needed for, or maybe something that is you think is lacking in, like, your community or your country, like, you can always use the same tools to enhance, the way people do things around you or in your environment. So you're not just limited to building applications for yourself, or
yeah,
for people on the blockchain. Like, you can still use, like the last time, base tools, like base pay, to like your application, which has to do like maybe business that people can use. So it's all about how you use the tools as well, and
yeah,
how far your creativity goes. So yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And yeah, if anybody has not signed up to base batches, let me just quickly share where you need to go. Okay,
Yeah,
so
cause
yep, I'm sharing my screen now, yeah? Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so you need to go to basebatches.xyz or XYZ and go to the startup track and click apply. It's going to take you straight to Devfolio. Then you need to sign up or join Devfolio, sign up for an account. And as you can see, the deadline is, we still got a bit of time. You got like almost a month still, right? About 25
yeah,
days left to apply. And basically, you can build anything, but obviously it's wise to try and look at stuff that incorporates AI agents because that's the kind of like the rage right now, right?
mm,
So incorporate AI agents, and if you're looking for resources around AI agents, you can go to base.org, or docs.base.org and click on resources for AI agents. There's a
yeah,
whole, documentation around, resources for your AI agents. Okay. So you can just read that and yeah, see how you can incorporate any of the stuff. If you're This is for OpenClaw, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah,
Largely.
yeah. I mean, OpenClaw and
Does it
let me
work
see.
for what's this one? Banker?
I think it should work for Banker as well. Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
yeah, because
Let's
most
see.
of the times it depends on the
Mm,
model as well in the background. So
yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
Banker
So
should also work. Yeah.
So there's all these resources for, if you are building AI agents on base, you can come and have a look at this and see what you can make out of this. But the other easier option for building AI agents is BankerBot. So you go to bankr.bot, you sign up and you create an API key, and that like literally allows you. This is very easy. So if you find you don't have like OpenClaw, you don't have a standalone device, or you don't know how to run OpenClaw in a virtual environment, or it's too expensive to run OpenClaw, you can come in and use this. Okay. Okay, I haven't
Yeah.
signed up to Banker using this. But yeah, when you sign up, it's pretty simple. You create an API key, it gives you that API key. They have all the documentation over here, even within the API key page. But yeah, they've got docs and they make it like pretty easy on how to actually get started. So this is the easiest way, I think, to build AI agent. You see, they've got an agent API as well. So yeah, you can literally use this to build an AI agent that transacts. So this banker system comes with a wallet. So when you set up that API key, you get a wallet and literally you can start building. Then if you can also use Banker for OpenClaw or just use the API key. So yeah, so this is pretty simple. The Banker CLI as well is available. So yeah, I've built with this. I've actually built some AI agents with this. I think I built this
Mm.
Monopolis using Banker. Let me show you guys. Because what I actually did with this one, right? I tried different systems. I tried the Coinbase AI agent system, right? But for the autonomy I
Nicolas.
was looking for at the time, that's before they upgraded it, right?
Yeah.
Um, it didn't work well because I wanted these are AI agents, right? And whenever they get to these squares on this monopoly board, they do some type of transactions based on news that they've bought. So they buy news from the CEO of the game. Um, so yeah, so there's all these posts that they do, and they come and buy news from a news store, and then they play the game. So yeah, you can sign in and fund them, so they invest your money, and try and get them, try and make a profit or passive income, basically. Okay. So yeah, so I couldn't set this up with OpenClaw, and there's scalability issues because there's 100 AI agents on this board, right? And what
Yeah.
happens with these wallets is you are limited. You can't run 100. You can, but it's kind of like a resource issue now, right? So I
Yeah.
think at any one time, I'm currently running about 10 AI agents with active wallets here, right? Because running 100, like deploying 100 wallets at the same time and running was proving a bit tricky, right?
Yeah.
So this is from like when? When did I build this? This was before
Maybe.
base batches started, right?
Yeah. Before
So
base
yeah,
patches.
so I actually then, decided, okay, I'll simplify it. So you see, these are the ones with the wallets. So I think it only does 10 active wallets at a time because of there were some scalability issues I was facing at the time. But I think a lot of the infrastructure has changed. So I probably won't face that. Okay. So yeah, so basically the AI agents buying news from the CEO, and then they use the news to trade. On any of these squares, wherever they land, they make decisions and they trade. So yeah, so I ended up using Banker as the infrastructure for the wallet system. You can see over
Is
there, it
that for
says
all the
Banker
AI
wallet
agents?
awaiting. Eh?
Is it for all the AI
Yeah,
agents? Nice.
yeah. So all these AI agents are using Banker. So if you can see over here, just under the sign in with base, it says Banker wallets awaiting provisioning.
Oh,
So
nice.
when I
Yeah.
sign in, they get provisioned and on all that. Yeah. So that's what I ended up using. So Banker was very much easier to set up for something like this that's automated and the AI agents are running and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, guys, this was like a couple of months back. So this was before base batches. So I think this was early January when I started building this, or mid January or towards end of Jan. I'm not quite sure when it was really, but it's been a while. And that was before the Coinbase developer platform launched I think their upgraded or version 2 of the Coinbase developer platform AI agent, wallet and system,
Yeah.
which is slightly similar to Banker. I think it's got inspiration from Banker. So yeah, so I haven't updated this, but yeah, this is stuff that you can do. You can like literally build autonomous agents. They can do all types of things yeah, you can refer to the resources on here, or you can go to the Coinbase developer platform as well, right?
Yeah.
And check out their wallet system. So yeah, so for me, Banker was very easy to build because those were the early days of OpenClaw also. And excuse me, OpenClaw is a bit too resource intensive for this kind of thing, right? Because I would have to run a couple of instances, right? For each of these AI agents would have to have its own OpenClaw like AI agent wallet and all that. So that would be resource intensive to run such a thing. But with Banker, I think it works differently. It's cheaper, it's easier, and it's very easy to install. So
Mm.
yeah, so when you're building, guys, you just need to make those decisions. A lot of decisions around resources, right? Like what are you building and how much automation do you want? So if I was running this on OpenClaw, the amount of money I'll be spending on my AI,
Yeah.
I'll be spending too much. Yeah, because there's 10. If I've got 10 AI agents transacting right now or moving around and making decisions, now that could literally be 10 OpenClaw instances all running off an LLM or an AI. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, so each of those will
No,
be
I get it.
consuming the cost, you know.
Yeah.
So I would be paying quite a lot, you know. So, but with Banker, then you don't have to consume that much. It works slightly differently. So yeah, so those are the decisions that I think we need to be cognizant of when you're building agentic stuff. It comes at a cost. I mean, OpenClaw itself, guys, to get started, it comes at a cost, you know. It's not free. So you know, yeah. So you need to think about that when you're building AI agents, right? But yeah, Banker is
Yeah.
probably your best friend for something that's not going to cost you much. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your experience with managing the costs for AI agents and OpenClaw and all that? Lloyd, how are you
Um,
managing costs and what's your hacks on that?
okay, so for me when it comes to like the OpenClaw, I use my PC. I have like a dedicated setup inside, and I just run it using my GPU. So I have
Okay.
an NVIDIA 4050. So it's pretty decent for something like OpenClaw. Sometimes I would use like APIs, and if I'm down, I would use something like Olama for like a local AI model to be able to use like the OpenClaw, and it works. It works pretty well. In terms of like setting up a lot of agents running at the same time, I haven't done that using the OpenClaw yet,
Mm,
because it will definitely put like strain on my laptop if I'm using a local model. But if I'm
right.
using an API model, it doesn't put strain, but it puts strain on like my wallet. So you either choose
Mm,
the wallet or the GPU. So yeah,
okay.
it's good. So I think
Mm,
using other platforms like you've suggested is also a pretty good idea for anyone who wants to like experiment and
mm,
get the hang of this. And when you feel like you're ready to give a strain to your GPU or your wallet, then you can then go full in and start experimenting more. But I feel like just playing around with these tools, you start getting a feel on like what you can use them for, like on an everyday basis.
yeah.
Like yeah, it becomes something that is like a person or two. And I mean, you can, with all the upgrades that you can do to it, like you can really customize it to like what you like, what you want, and
Mm,
it becomes more than just like um something you play around with. It becomes like an actual too, like the way your phone is, So I think it's just
Yeah.
playing around with it. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think for real world, um, in fact, I don't think it makes sense to actually to build OpenClaw on a test net because you are still incurring some type of cost with your AI, right?
Yeah,
But
just
like you said, Lloyd, you can use what? Is it you said this is Llama or Llama?
Olama.
What's
Yeah,
it called?
so
Llama,
yeah,
which makes it
Olama.
free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I suppose you could build on those free platforms like I think Emergent, last I checked, it's working again. But yeah, my AI agent is still lost somewhere. It's active. I
But
can only
can you
access it on the Telegram. I can't access it on the web. I can't find it. You know?
wait, so do you still have to switch it on from like your emergent for you to be able to access it from your Telegram, or is it always on like
It's
24/7?
it's it's always on because I put some money there. So I've got credits, right? I
Yeah.
bought some credits. So as long as I have credits, it's still on. It's always on when I activate it. So I go to my
Okay.
Telegram and then I speak to it and then it wakes up, you know? Um, but now I can't make changes because Twitter changed their API. So now I need to upgrade the API configuration, and I have to do it on a web, on a website, right? On Emergence website.
Yeah.
So I can't do that. So I can only chat to it. And I really never got a chance to really program it for anything outside of because I designed it to watch TV, right? And to keep reporting on the trivia and what's happening on certain TV channels or TV programs. So it was
Yeah.
a TV claw. That's what I call it, TV claw.
Yeah. Google.
Yeah.
I've
So
sent you
mhm,
I've sent you a link in your Telegram,
mhm,
so you can copy that and you can give it to your AI agent so that it goes
mhm.
to that platform and then it registers so that it can be able to you'll be able to also track it. And
Oh,
if
okay.
you put yeah, if you put like 0.1, you'll be able to back it up. So once you back it up, what
Mhm,
happens is you can then create a new OpenClaw on your laptop and then just
mhm.
restore that backup to like the new OpenClaw. So you'll be able
Yeah,
to move
yeah,
your guy
yeah.
from
I think the only challenge with when you create one on platforms like Emergent, it's because it's web-based, it's very limited, um, to
for
what
use
it
case.
can
Yeah.
do, right? Yeah, so but let me try that. I'm just trying that on my phone right now, what you've sent me. But it doesn't have as much autonomy as, you know, building an open claw, you using a standalone PC, for example, you know.
Yeah.
So it can't do certain
Can do
things,
certain
So
things that
it's yeah, limited
the
in
other one
skills. It
can.
can't browse the internet freely, you know. Um, it doesn't have as much autonomy. It's designed to be like your testing ground, to do certain things. You like literally need to integrate a lot of things manually before it can be able to do a couple of these things. Yeah, but I've just
You
sent it a
see,
text now, but I don't know. It looks like it's still sleeping. What do I have to do? Say start or wake up? Yeah, but the issue I think is also on emergent side. Emergent, they kind of ran quickly with all that stuff, but they never provided the initial tools to be able to, because I deployed it and I paid for the deployment, and now I don't know where I deployed it to or which account, so I can't access it. But I can only get it on the Telegram. Sometimes it wakes up, sometimes it doesn't. I've tried it now; it's still sleeping. Ah,
how long
but
does it
anyway,
take to kind of switch on?
um, you know what? I'm actually not sure. It used to be quick, but I think the issues are around emergent sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'll see. Yeah. But guys, that's the challenge with when you build stuff on a platform where I guess the advantage of running an open claw in your local virtual environment or on a standalone PC is then you own it for life. When you go and build some of these things on a platform that somebody else owns, when they decide to make changes, that's it, you know? If you don't have enough time to
God.
migrate your code, that's it. It's goodbye. It's chai, you know. So that's what I experienced. So yeah, that's the downside of, you know, trying to build things that you want to run forever or for a long time. You gotta try and find a decentralized system that allows you to, you know, own the item that you're building, the piece of software or the technology forever, you know, and have free autonomy to make the changes you like. So yeah, so I wouldn't recommend if you want to be competitive and you want to monetize your AI agents, I wouldn't recommend building them on a hosted platform. I would recommend try and build your own in a local machine based on the experience I've had. But if you want to learn, then go to Emergent and all these other platforms. Yeah. But then if you want a censorship resistant one, then build a standalone, get a PC like Lloyd, get your own GPU, spend a bit of money, but probably have, you know, if you have the resources, then yeah, you can experiment. If you don't, then focus on monetization first because AI agents cost money. They don't run for free, right? They run on AI.
Yeah.
So yeah, have the resources. Think of the revenue model. How is it going to make money? Because it needs to make money from day one, you know? Otherwise, you're going to be running into costs that you might not be able to recuperate. Yeah. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
my experience with the whole open claw experience. So I've not really given it much more attention actually. Um, I've
Okay.
incorporated some agentic stuff in you know, I'm using AI as infrastructure now. So when I build, I'm using a lot of Google. So I'm building a lot in AI Studio. I'm using the Gemini AI. So I'm using it now as infrastructure. It helps, it makes a lot of decisions. Like for example, you know, that DevRel Live that I built,
Yeah.
it allows, you know, if you're having problems with your code or with anything you've built on base, you can share your screen. You like literally call the AI agent. You call Gemini. Gemini looks at your screen, looks at your code, takes a screenshot of your code and gives you an instant solution and passes it over. It passes over. You can link your GitHub. Then it passes over the assessment. Okay. So Gemini is like your code doctor. It does an assessment, passes it over to Claude Code, Claude Sonnet 4.6 to fix. So I've got two AIs working together, you know, so you just call it,
Yeah.
you talk to it, you share your screen like how I share my screen here, like a Google Meet, and then it does an assessment of your code. The code you link in your GitHub and authorize, you know, the platform to access your GitHub. And then the two AI agents will speak to each other and they will create a fix and it will push a pull request to your code and then you can approve it or you can opt for it to push to your main if you really trust it. So yeah, so that's a new way I've been using AI. I'm using AI now as infrastructure. You just build and then you let it handle, you know, all that stuff. Because you can use Gemini and Claude Code as AI agents to a certain extent, right? So I'm just using them as, you know, customer developer customer relations agents, basically. You know, so yeah, so
Mm.
that's how I'm now looking at it. I'm not too focused on building the AI agents themselves like an open claw. I'm just getting the utility I would want from an open claw within that. But I've also integrated um, the OpenClaw migration because on base right now, if you have your own OpenClaw and you've built a base app, if you go to base docs, there's actually a section in the docs where you can get your OpenClaw to do your migration for you, to migrate from the current Farcaster SDK apps and migrate on your behalf to the new web app standard. Let me see if I can If I can pull that up. Have you seen that, Lloyd, in the migration?
Sorry, just repeat that.
Have you seen the part in the migration where you can get your OpenClaw to do your migration for you on base?
No, I haven't seen that.
Let me see. I saw that some time back. I actually integrated into my Devra
Um,
Live. You can actually get your OpenClaw to migrate your app for you. Where is that? Oh, I think they've updated this docs and removed that, if I'm not
so I was
mistaken. Let me see.
looking at I'm looking at the base documentation, and I'm looking at something that says builder codes for agents. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen builder codes for agents.
Yeah, it says.
Oh,
Let me share my screen.
okay.
Just one moment. Um. Okay. Share. Can you see it?
Okay. Your screen is loading. Okay. Your screen is on. You're sharing. Builder code
Yeah.
for agents. Okay. Wow. This is a new
Yeah,
feature, right?
builder codes for agents. So it says new. So
Mm.
I like to just walk around. I was actually about to suggest this sign
Mm-hmm.
in with agent. I don't know if you've played around with this, Google. It's
Not as yet. Mm.
it's a way to let your AI agents sign in, to let AI agents sign in on your page. So
Mm.
when they sign in, they get an ERC 8004. I use this in my Sovereign OS web app, and
Mm.
yeah, the X 402, and it gives them like a whole bunch of features. So when I
Yeah.
came here, I saw this builder codes for agents. So this is definitely
Nice.
new. I haven't played with it, so I thought maybe you had information about it. But it
No, this
says,
is actually new to me.
okay, so it says builder
Mm.
codes for agents. Register your agent on base.dev and append a builder code to every transaction to measure
Mm.
on-chain activity.
Activity.
Okay, so I'm guessing there was no way to measure on-chain activity before, and except manually, of
There
course.
is, yeah, there is for so all current base app transactions, right, are currently measured on base.dev or via the leaderboard. Okay.
Oh no, I mean for
However,
agents.
yeah, for AI agents there wasn't. So
Yeah.
they've added the same process, it seems, then.
Mhm.
So I'm sure on the leaderboard there's gonna be a separate leaderboard for transactions done by agents now, I guess.
I guess so. I guess so.
Mm,
I'm sure that's something we should definitely look forward to. Or
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
So base.dev
this is
is the
interesting.
canonical registry for agents on base. A builder code ties every transaction. So in terms of like AI agents, is this for every AI agent, or is it just AI agents that have um ERC
Mm.
8004, or AI agents that
Yeah,
are
I think
just built on
yeah.
base?
Builder codes, they use the standard called ERC 8021. And
E
currently, not all
ERC
wallets, ERC
8021.
8021, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken, yeah. And currently, not all wallets are supporting this yet. So what you find with builder codes is we currently only measure transaction that happens on the base app, okay? But I
Yeah.
think what they're doing now is probably trying to make it across the base chain. So if your AI agent, I guess, is using um maybe a base account, which is a base wallet, or maybe they'll probably add Coinbase developer platform wallets as well at some point. So I would like to think within the base infrastructure. So any transaction that happens on base using a base account, using a base wallet, you'll be able to measure those. So
Yeah.
considering that the AI agents on Base are actually using, well, you could use Banker wallets. You could use, I think Banker might, I'm not sure if Banker is, but Banker is pretty, they probably have the builder codes implemented by now. So, but I'm not sure because this is still new stuff as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So it'll be
Base
interesting
uses.
to see. Hmm.
No, I was reading this part that says Base uses this to measure
Oh,
your agent's activity on Base chain. That's the builder
base
code.
chain.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Because what we're currently seeing with base app and mini apps, for example, right?
Mhm.
Currently on the leaderboard. So if you just go to the leaderboard, just go to the base.dev leaderboard. So we can show
Oh,
everyone what this builder code ties to. Yeah, just go to base.dev and then
I see.
just click on leaderboard at the top there. Yeah. And then
I think I have to sign
scroll
in.
down. No, you can click on it without signing in. Try again. Click again. Oh, okay. You can go ahead. But it now
Oh,
works
okay.
without signing in. There we go. Yeah. So click
Oh,
on
okay,
base
sure.
app. Click on base app at the top there. The tab at the top that says yes. Then scroll down a little bit to see the actual leaderboard. Okay, so you see you have weekly transacting users over there, right? That's how the leaderboard is ranked. So the leaderboard, they take a snapshot every Wednesday. Just click on one of those. Um, yeah, yeah. So if you see over there, this app Planet IX had 17,101 weekly transacting users. Okay, so this would have been up until yesterday, right? So from the last Wednesday to Wednesday
This,
yesterday,
yeah.
that's when the snapshot would have been taken. And then this actually calculates the weekly transacting users. So how many users, individual users or individual wallets actually process transactions on inside the Base app. Okay. So this is a mini app on Base. So it's calculating transactions on Base. But then you'll find that total transaction is 286,000, you see. So you'll find that a lot of
Yeah.
users in this app are probably connecting using a MetaMask wallet, maybe connecting using a Privy wallet or a Rainbow wallet or any other wallet, right? They're using the same app, but they're not using it inside the Base app. They're using it as a web app or any other platform that this app is available. Maybe this is an Android app as well, right? So if they're connected using a wallet, or they could be using Planet IX's own custom wallet. So you'll find that those wallets, maybe like MetaMask, might not have builder codes implemented. So Base can't track, the leaderboard on Base can't track those transactions. So the transactions are happening on chain, but we're only able to track 17,000 users because those are the ones that happened on the Base app. So that's how builder codes work. They currently are, whatever is compatible with the Base app. So whatever has the same builder code standard, which is measurable on Base, perhaps via the Base app in this instance, they were only able to track 17,000 of those. But the other 200 and, I don't know, 270 odd thousand, or 269,000 transactions happened outside the Base app. So they were not, they can track them, but they can't account for them for the weekly transactions because those don't have the builder code um, inside the Base app, you see. So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
the thing. So I think we'll probably start to see AI agents. I wonder if they'll add a separate one at the top for AI agents, or it will become part of this. So it will be interesting how they measure that. But yeah, so builder codes is still new. There are some discrepancies, with how they would do the snapshots on the base.dev. There's some, we get people every now and then that says, hey, my app did 50 transactions. Why is it not coming up on the leaderboard? So yeah, because it's still new, there's gonna be some discrepancies in how this is measured. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Trying to see
So
if I
that's
can
how
get
builder codes work. Hmm.
Because I was looking at the code. So you see, there's a part that says your agent's EVM can try to get a builder code. So I was trying to see if I could get mine a
So
builder
there's
code to
yeah,
just
so
test.
so when you're signed in, if you go to the settings tab, whenever you sign in or create a new, you register a new app. That app could be register a new agent, right? On the
Yeah.
settings, when you're signed in, if you go to the settings, right, uh, you you get a code. So you get an individual code for your app, right? So
Mhm.
if your AI agents are working within an app, for example, you get one builder code for your app, and then you can add it to your code. You just follow the documentation. So you see where it says Millie on the top left there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't used this
You
in
need
a
to go to
while
settings. Okay. I think you need to go to settings. So you need to get out of that. So maybe um
because I'm
scroll
using
back.
my.
That's the one thing. You can't go to settings when you have to use your back button to go back to that. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's got builder codes. So don't expose your builder code yet. Don't click on builder code. It will expose it. But
Oh,
yeah, when
okay.
you click on builder code, because you're sharing, when you click on builder code, it's gonna show the builder code for this app. So every time
Oh,
you
I see.
register an app like Millie, you get an individual builder code for the whole app. Then you are able to track all transactions. So the next step would be to go to the base documentation and find out how to implement the builder codes inside your app. But yeah, so you literally have to copy that builder code that's generated. It's just a code, a unique code, and then you implement that with inside your app. Okay, so you
Okay.
can go to the base docs, follow instructions, and implement. It's not very difficult. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah. So if you go to search and just search builder codes for developers, and builder codes for agents, I'm sure, then you'll have, the instructions on how to implement it. Yeah, for app developers, yes. Or for
For
agent
app
developers in that
develop
case.
for wallets
Yeah,
and for agents
yeah,
now.
for agents.
Yeah,
Exactly.
to your
Mm,
identity on base and unlock. Okay.
mm,
How it works. Yeah, you're right. 8021.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you see the builder code is something like that unique number just above there. So if you had clicked on that builder code tab, just scroll up, you see that number BC underscore AI. That's the
Yeah.
actual code
Beautiful.
itself. It's a unique code for each app.
Okay.
In this instance, yours will be for your agent, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
Okay, I get
implementing
it.
it is pretty straightforward. When you follow these instructions, it's not very complicated if you're using an AI coding assistant.
Yeah. And I see there's this
Mm,
using the base skill. It says if you're using an AI
yeah,
coding tool, so they've created a base skill that you can give to something like Kesa, Codex,
yeah,
and it enables the skill to handle like registration for you end to end. So all you have to do is
yeah.
install the skill, then ask your AI agent, register my agent for a builder code on based on dev. The skill handles wallet
Mm,
validation, codes the registration, and does everything for you basically. And you're good to go.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is new. I'll definitely take a look
Mm,
as well into this and see if I can play around with it.
yeah. And then you see it says click check attribution. Just click on there. Click no, just above the next steps. There's that check attribution button. Oh, where is the check attribution button? Okay.
Maybe it's
So
at the
there's a
top.
validation tool. Yeah, there's that validation tool
Yeah.
where like,
So this.
yeah, you can click on
Oh,
the
so we have to
builder
go to
code
it and then look for attribute. I think this is what they want us to do
yeah. Yeah, so this is a
and check.
tool that they've made for you to
Yeah.
check if your transactions contain the builder code. So let's say you go to an app office, you test it. It works on mainnet currently. Um, I don't think you can implement builder codes on testnet yet. So it's currently tracking mainnet transaction, if I'm not mistaken. So you'd have to
Okay.
do a proper mainnet transaction, even if you transact 0.1 cent or something, right? Um, and then you'd go and copy your transaction hash, paste it here, and then you will check attribution. So this tool just tracks if your builder codes are attached, because they become attached to every transaction. So there's like a proper attachment. So the transaction will have an extra bit of numbers or whatever, right? Or text,
Yeah.
or text and numbers to attribute it, and that's how it's tracked. You see. So when we do the analytics, we're able to check which of those transactions contained that extra bit of text, and then we're able to work out their value and the amount, etc. So we're able to do, deeper analytics on what transactions are happening on the base app, on the base chain, etc. You know,
Mm. Yeah.
yeah,
No, I don't think I've played with this
yeah,
personally, but I will definitely also play around with it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty simple and straightforward. Not many people struggle with implementing builder codes. I've seen a lot of people, like, they implement it pretty easily. The only challenge is they face. I think more needs to be said about it, of course, and I'm sure there'll be more documentation coming up on the 9th of April when the
Mm-hmm.
full launch is done. Most people don't really understand how to appear on the leaderboard, because they'll have an app. It's done 45 transactions, and Builder Codes only tracks you. You need a minimum of 39 transactions, right? Not Builder Code, sorry, the leaderboard on base.dev that we're looking at. For you to appear on that leaderboard, you need something like 39 weekly transactions, and they have to have happened between that Wednesday and this last Wednesday. And then the timeline is also, I think, PST, which is like New York time or something like that, right?
Mm.
So if you're in this side of the world and those transactions happen in the cutoff times, and it's before or past PST, then they don't fall into that. So it's some of these little nuances, and then also your users need to have transacted inside the base app. So if your users are transacting on a web app or somewhere else, then your builder codes might not, come up. Yeah. Okay, you're sharing GLM5 Turbo now. I don't know if you're not sure something else.
No, I'm running the code actually. So what I did is I copied
Or the
the
builder
code
codes.
from the builder codes because I saw for agents and I
Yeah.
went to this GLM because an AI agent.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a wallet using my platform, so I can
Right.
send money from here. I can do a bunch of stuff. So
Mm,
I was testing out if it can register like
mm,
a builder code because it's also
yeah.
connected and synced to my wallet. And yeah, builder code has been
Okay.
successfully registered. Let me update. So it works,
Nice.
and it doesn't
Okay.
seem like it's a long process.
Yeah. Did you give
So
it your actual builder code? Like the actual code itself from base.dev? Do you have to?
no, the when you go to the builder codes for agents, it says
Mm,
attribute your agent's on chain
mm,
identity. So a builder code is a unique. Let me see. It says here, register your agent. Your agent can do the registration on its own.
mm-hmm. Oh,
Like
so it will get
you don't,
assigned
yeah,
its unique
you
code.
don't need
Or you
a
don't have to
theme.
add it.
Yeah, it can do it on
Wow.
its own. So that's what I did. I
Oh, so
copied
it gets
this.
assigned.
Yeah, and it just needs to have a wallet address, I think. So since my chat interface, this agent in here, using my platform, I gave it like an AI wallet and stuff. So um I'm able to like give it a builder code as well because it has a wallet. So if you do
Mm,
that to your AI agents, it should work if they have a wallet. So
mm.
that's what this was, and it works.
Okay. So now if you do a mainnet transaction, you should be able to go and copy the transaction hash. Like if you send 1 cent or whatever, you should be able to track it and see it. Yeah. But I think this is cool, man. I think once you have a look at it more, test it, maybe on the next session, you can take us through the whole process again from implementing to testing it out using agents, right?
Yeah, we can do that. And it's I'm looking at how easy it is. It's really simple. Doesn't seem like it's complex, especially if you're just giving it to like what am I looking for? Like you're giving it to like an AI agent. Because most of these
Yeah.
AI models are pretty smart. So
Mm.
it makes it easier for someone who's just getting started,
Yeah.
when it comes to building. So yeah, it's it's
Yeah.
it's interesting that we're able to do all this. And
Yeah.
the guys, like you mentioned, are building, because I didn't even know that you could register your agent's builder code. I just
Yeah. Yeah,
saw
that's
this
new to
today.
me as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, kudos for finding this. Yeah. And of course, guys, the reason why you'd want to add a builder code, right, is once you start tracking your transactions that are happening on Base, you get better analytics. Then obviously when Base is always looking for, apps that are doing good transactions, they're looking to boost you, they're looking to support you. So the whole idea with adding builder codes to your apps is so that number one, you can track them on base.dev because that's where a lot of the action is happening. That's where you are able to prove, or get validation that you have users, your app is making the transactions, and Base is looking to support and give you the spotlight. They give you the platform. They help you increase your reach. They'll post about you. They'll interview you. They'll help you with some marketing, and there's an opportunity for you to tap into grants, investors, and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff once your app is doing the numbers. So that's why you need to do builder codes or implement builder codes in your AI agent or in your app, is so that you can extract those analytics and use them as validation for further investment, further
So
marketing, etc., or further
so
amplification and increased distribution. Yeah.
yeah, so for the 8021, if I want to check my transaction hash, do
Mhm.
I have to make a transaction first and then get that transaction and
Yeah.
paste it?
Yeah. Copy that transaction hash to the builder validation tool, builder code validation tool.
Okay.
And then you should be able to tell you. I mean, you can manually see it as well, right? Um, I remember early days, I actually saw there was Base had something, a comparison of a transaction without a builder code, what it actually looks like physically, and one with a builder code. You can actually see the
Oh,
transaction without the builder code. Um, won't have a certain like numbers and letters or alphanumeric extra incorporated into it. The one with the builder codes will have a little extra. I can't quite remember where it was, but I was shown. I came across the visual, what it looks like if your transactions have the builder code, because it becomes appended to your actual transaction, right? So when you check your transaction, I'm not so sure if that would appear on the transaction hash. It would appear somewhere.
yeah.
I don't quite remember where exactly, but you can physically see it, transaction with the builder code. But yeah, that
Nice.
attribute or that validation tool will be able to show you what that looks like physically as well. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. No,
Oh,
that
there we
that's
go.
uh that's awesome.
Mm, yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you, Lloyd, for sharing this information. So I think this is something anyone building AI agents can research on and see how they attribute. I'll actually also look into the Banker bot one, how
Excuse
they
me.
are, if they have implemented builder codes and see how they're
Yeah.
attributing. Then maybe I can experiment on that app of mine to see how
Oh
we can
yeah.
do that there as well. Mm.
Yeah, and I think
Then maybe
banker should work.
yeah,
Like the way your banker agent is, I'm sure if you gave it
exactly.
the code from the base documentation, I'm sure it will be able to register a builder code for itself. And
yeah, because Banker is they're pretty quick in deploying all these new tools and implementing all this new stuff. So they probably have something structured for this already. So yeah, I'll be checking that out.
yeah,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, I think this brings us to, the end of another session.
Yeah,
We actually didn't check if anyone posted comments or questions. Okay, so there's nothing in the comments tab, so I think everyone is good. All right, so yeah, we just want to thank everyone for joining another session. Keep in mind you can reach out to us on the socials, Telegram, the WhatsApp channels,
yeah,
the X channels. So you can just post, send DMs, or yeah, just find a way to reach out to us even on the Discord, right? We have
yeah,
the base builders Discord. If you have any technical issues, go to the Discord and post in the developer forum. And we have a whole lot of dev roles that will assist you. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's it. I'm glad this happened on the 2nd of April, so we didn't have to be, reading the socials yesterday was horrible because everybody was coming up with stupid April Fool's jokes. So yesterday you didn't know what was fake news. I hate April Fools. So
you
yesterday I
couldn't
didn't know what
tell.
was fake news, what's real news, anything you are reading on Twitter, on X. You don't even know Trump is making a speech. You don't even know if he's, you know, fooling us or he's being honest. Like, what's going on? Yeah, that day is horrible, man. It's horrible. Yeah. So a lot of
Yeah,
people were posting these things, and yo, April 1 is a horrible day, man, because you don't even know if what you're reading in the news is real or it's
it's
fake.
real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's such a horrible day to be online. But yeah, I'm glad we had call today, so we're not fooling anybody. And we're not getting fooled by anything that's out there. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm glad this call happened today. At least we can be serious. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining this live stream. You can catch us on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central African time for the building on base session. Okay.
Yeah,
Lloyd, thank you very much once again. Thanks for sharing what you've shared. Hopefully we can expand on it on Tuesday. Build a course for AI agents. So if you've played around with it, to be great to start from the ground up and show people how you implemented it and show any attribution if it's working, etc. So yeah, we can check that out. I'll also play
yeah,
around on my side with the Banker one and then see if we can actually pull it up on Banker. I'll also see if I can do one on any of the apps, for example, on Devra Live, so we can see what that looks like on an app as well.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe
Yeah, no,
next
that would be
Tuesday
great.
we'll focus more on builder codes, especially for AI agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, let's do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, any last words or word of the day from you
Word of the day
before
for
we go?
me is I think like how we found the documentation. Um I think just
Mhm.
check, the documentation from time to time, even once a week, and just go through the pages. You never know what new updates might be there. And you might be thinking of a solution, or you might be thinking of something for your app, and it's already been added. So just check the documentation regularly to just keep yourself, updated. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah. On my side is deadlines, deadlines, deadlines. The migration from the Farcaster SDK type of apps on base is happening next week, Thursday. So this time next week, when we speak next week, Thursday for the next Builders Office hours will be migration day. So make sure that your apps are migrated by then if you already have users. Otherwise, your users won't be able to access the apps on inside the base app. So make sure you've done a migration by at least the Wednesday or by the Thursday morning or during the day, right? for you to be on the safe side. So deadline. And also, if you're building, you're a student and you're building for base batches, deadline is 27 April. So make sure that you are pushing and yeah, submitting whatever your builds are. Okay. So yeah, so deadlines are important at this stage. And yeah, keep watching the socials for or any updates. And there's continuous, tools being shipped, like what Lloyd discovered. So if you're reading the docs, there are new things always coming up. Even on base.dev, you'll see, visual differences or changes or physical changes every now and then. I think all the announcements will be made on the 9th or thereabout. Because yeah, there are a lot of changes that they're shipping and testing like in production literally. So yeah, we'll hear a lot of that next week. Okay. So yeah, thank you very
Yeah.
much guys for coming through. We'll catch you next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central African
Yep.
time for the building on base sessions. Have an awesome day
Yeah.
and a good weekend from tomorrow.
All
Okay.
right, guys.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Lloyd.
Cheers. BM, guys.
Cheers.